Hello everyone, this is going to be a review of the STRV-K, the first Tier 9 Premium in World of Tanks. I'll give you a basic review over the next minute or so, and we'll get onto the details afterwards. So, really quick, is it worth it? No, not at $91. Maybe if you can get it for like $30, it's probably not a bad deal. I feel the credit gain is very similar to a Tier 8, it does not feel special at all in that regard. It does not make more bonds, it just makes bonds in the same way a Tier 10 does. It's about 100 a week, so if you were worried about, bonds are going pay to win or pay to achieve, nah, not really. It's pretty standard, and it's not in any capacity going to change the game, at least in my opinion. So, the tank has a 105mm gun, 390 alpha, 252 base pen, 310 premium. Velocity is pretty nice in the AP and the APCR. APCR is obviously better because APCR is always better. DPM's not great. With the setup I have, I'm running 2588 damage per minute with a 9-second reload. For me, I found success dropping vert stabs, which, kind of weird. And I ran improved aiming unit, gun rammer, and events. With that setup, I've been able to run roughly 3.2k DPG after about 20 games. So, is that great? Nah, it's okay. I mean, if we look at some of my other tier 9s, just for the hell of it, if we look at, let's say, I don't know, a 255A, 27 E50, 29 E75, well, we'll ignore that, it's not relevant. 28 and T30, and 46, 29, albeit obviously this is after other games. At least for me, even on my old premiums, or old tier 9s, sorry, it's pretty nice for me. But you could always attribute that to being a better player when I started playing it versus trying to fix that DPG after like 100 games. Anyway, so as far as the rest of the vehicle, let me pull this stuff up here, and we'll be able to see everything a bit more clearly. Again, you have 10 degrees of gun depression. The reload's not too great, not terrible. The hit points are pretty in line with all the other tier 9 heavies. Nothing weird there. Here really quick. You might realize this is a Kronvong hull, not in a Mil 2. It is stronger. So it's a Kron hull with a Centurion 7-1 turret. You can't really see with the just abhorrent style on it. I'll get rid of that really quickly. And you can kind of get a feel for it. So this should look a lot more familiar to you as far as those of you who have played the game for a substantial period of time. Like myself. So anyway, Kron hull, Centurion turret, but something you'll note is the Centurion turret's pretty forward mounted. So something you can do in this tank that is just not super common is you can reverse side scrape very effectively, like amazingly effectively, given the fact it's a tier 9 heavy. I've been able to reverse side scrape Chief, VK7201K, so many things. It's pretty wild. It's a lot of fun. The only things you have to worry about, is the roof. The overall turret on a 7-1 is not great, but it's not unusable, not by any means. Heat from even like lower caliber guns will go through this like forehead bit here, right above the mantlet. The commander satch is tiny, but again, if they have heat, it's not going to matter. Really high pen rounds will go just right through your mantlet, just through and through, and you're not going to do anything about it. It does have, again, 10 degrees of gun depression, so you can play ridgelines very, very effectively. The setup I have here is 2.15 second aim time, which isn't very good, and 0.27 dispersion, which is very good. I'm going to attribute that down to this, obviously. But anyway, it does get to carry a nice amount of ammo. 45 rounds is not bad, as I was saying before. So the big negative about this, in my opinion, is the mobility. That's like the kicker as far as why someone might like it or not like it. It is slow. It moves at a max of 40 forward and 18 in reverse. The 18 reverse isn't bad at all, but the 40 forward is pretty unfortunate. It's definitely noticeable. I've tried messing around with turbo, but as you saw earlier, I've only played 21 games in it. Perhaps I'll end up switching it around as time kind of goes on, but that's kind of the deal. It does fit your cron crew as far as 3 crew members, but you're going to have 2 like just random people you have to pull in from anywhere else. I used the crew the tank came with and all that, but what can you do? All right, really quick, let's go through the marathon. So this one here, 3000 base XP or a high cal, 3000 base XP is the way, in my opinion. Top player in team damage caused, this is easy. You should do this before this. almost for sure. By the way, this is tier 9 and 10 vehicles, not tier 8 to 10, which I think has been tier 9 and 10 for a lot of marathons, but anyway. 850 base XP 3 times. This will probably be easier than this, but at this point, you know, kind of whatever you want. This should not be too bad. You should be able to get this done before this, at least in my opinion. Finish top of your team, or top of both teams, sorry, 4 times with at least 3k HP. That's not too awful. 4,000 HP of damage and win the battle 8 times. And win? Ew, that's gross. This would probably be easier, but this might be just the consistent way to get through it if you have some unlucky games. Top player in your team by damage caused 18 times. I'd probably do this, but that's like a lot of battles for 6, I feel like. Obtain the high caliber reward 6 times. Just go for base XP. This is such a bitch of a thing. Definitely not doable, but very annoying. Finish battle as top player of both teams. Damage caused 14 times. That might be easier, but it's still a lot. Top player in team, make damage caused 30 times. That's not too awful, but you'll probably get this sooner. 30 battles compared to 43k base XP. I don't know. That's pretty brutal though. Finish battle as a top player in team by experience earned 40 times. This is miserable. Stage 10 is just play the goddamn game. Don't worry about trying to get that done. That's gonna be miserable. But anyway, that's the garage review of the STRV-K. If you want to stick around for the gameplay review, I'll throw that up in just a minute. If not, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully on the stream or in the next video. Hopefully we'll get a game without too much stress. I'd imagine there are going to be a lot of these in the matchmaker. I'd be kind of surprised if there weren't, but we'll see how that's going to go. Again, from the garage review, I really recommend you don't buy this outright for, like, I think it's like $91 US. Just awful idea. I feel like that with a lot of marathons. Why not play, like, let's say you can only play for 1 day out of the entire marathon. Play that day out and then buy it. Don't just buy it outright. Then again, do whatever you want. It's your money. What am I gonna do? It's your money. You worked for it. Spend it however you want. If you want to buy it outright 5 times, go for it. Oh, this is actually quite a nice setup. Okay, so we've got some tier 9s, and we've got tier 8s. A single Artie. That's not awful. But this is pretty much perfect. I'd still rather be in an Emil 2 or a Kron. But, you know, what can we do? The Waffenträger Panzer IV will be a bit of an annoyance, especially if he has the 750 Alpha gun. That will be quite annoying. However, I think for the most part, this should be okay. I'm going to load some premium, with the anticipation of fighting the Conqueror. If you don't know, I mentioned this earlier, I think the premium ammo, the APCR, has 310 pen, which is enough to get you through the gun mantlet of a Conqueror, which some people might not know, which is pretty easy. But we'll just play up on the ridgeline and kind of do what this thing is meant to do. It is encounter, which is not the worst. Now, again, I'm not running a vertical stabilizer here. You can make an argument if you want to drop vents for vert stab, or even drop vents for turbo if you're into that, but I haven't really played around with it to that much of a degree. I'm still trying to kind of get the feeling for the base tank and then work off like all the weird shit later. But there's our Conqueror like we anticipated. I can't really poke too far because I do only have 10 degrees of gun depression. I say only like it's not a lot. It's plenty. Oh, the Panzer IV is on the other side. Okay, this is actually really good news for us. So you can see there, we just cut right through. Pretty chill. This should be a pretty dominant game for us in my opinion, because there aren't going to be many tank destroyers, really many people as a whole, sitting in the back there to kind of bully us. Get a nice shot right in his commander satch. It's lovely. I really want to go fight that stuff, but I have to be worried about these guys poking on me, because that's a lot of farm just waiting there on my side that I'm not able to take advantage of currently. Okay, we should not push that. I realized the TNH is there. I did not realize he was poking that high. We are kind of in a really bad way right now. I mean, lucky for us, we do have an STRV there, kind of holding the line. But I need my team to stop that push, because look, he's almost over. Because if they stop that, I can stop this. Get one right through the side of his turret there. E75 trying to repoke. All right, the mutant is dead. That is not awful. If I can get this TNH a little bit, get a little farm there. Beautiful. It's a crit that maybe could be a fuel tank or track damage. Either one is pretty possible. I'm trying to keep an eye on my map here to make sure I see someone who's about to push on me, but I haven't seen anything yet. The Skoda is kind of hanging pretty tight, which kind of concerns me a little bit. Get a nice one on the side of his turret. That is spooky. I know he has a second shot, so I don't want to be too aggressive, but I want to support this Emil 1 going in there and kind of bullying. Get a quick poke there. I luckily only took one hit. That's not the end of the world. Not ideal, though. Definitely less than great. So Artie just shot from like down there, but I think it's too far for a blind shot. It's like, I don't know, 500 something or 700 something. Damn, rough shot. We're going to pull back because that TNH is kind of causing a lot of problems. If the TNH dies, we are in a very, very good way. Okay, that's super helpful. But I also need to be kind of worried about E75 because this man's not a dummy. We get a nice bounce there, which is definitely ideal. I'm going to try and punish that because I should be able to reload before he fires again. But I don't want to commit too far. Beautiful. Oh, man. This is what I mean about that gun. Like, the stats seem not insane, but it's very, very comfortable and very workable. I'm going to try and poke from over here. I do need to be worried that they have a lot of guys in city that very well could shoot me in the side of the turret. But I want to make this poke quick. And then turn my turret, anticipating a shot from there. Because none of these guys are going to hit me in that time. Whereas if I poke from the side, you know, all that stuff. Angles and things. Got to poke up here. I shouldn't get penned by that guy, but it's not a risk I want to take too substantially. Gonna poke again on the Conqueror here. I didn't mean to shoot that, but here we are. I'm gonna keep poking this because I'm not really too worried about somebody on my left at this point. That was a very bad shot. Is he up here? He is. Okay, we gotta bully this Type 4. Okay, now we can kind of chill. But we're up to 3.8k, which is pretty fine. I'm quite okay with that. I'll let my team deal with that guy because he's just frankly not worth my time. I'd rather push in and try and fight everybody else. But you will note we fired primarily premium ammo this game. We have no boosters on either, so this should be a pretty representative deal. Oh, by the way, really important. Shell costs I should have mentioned. And I totally forgot about. The shell costs on this are 1,015 on the standard. So about 1,000 credits every time you pull a trigger. And then it is roughly... Not roughly, it is exactly 4,400 for the premium ammo, which is pretty in line with tier 8s. That's not really anything weird or different. Cool. It's not really weird or different. It's pretty standard. But, you know, you'll see how detrimental that is to credit gain on this when this battle's over. Even though I had a pretty nice result. Ooh, I thought I saw him shoot. Oh, damn. I almost got pranked. Hey, leave me alone. Here, he doesn't see me yet. He's dead. Is he in the open? He is in the open. He sees me, though. That was an awful, terrible shot. I'm going to try and just push into this. Because I want to get the 4202 before he loses all his HP. That's a really tight shot. Wasn't even worth it, but it was cool to hit. It's cool to hit. I'm just going to YOLO push, because the T-56 might kill him. Or somebody else might kill him, actually. He's going to ram him? Damn. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. 2 kills, 4,800 damage. I'm pretty okay with that. Primarily fired premium. What can you do? It's just, like I said earlier, it's super comfy compared to AP. There's just no reason not to fire it, other than grinding credits. But, you know, I guess it's still a good kind of representation. How did we do? How did we do? We got... Alright, so no blind hits. I don't know why we would have. We got pretty nice XP. We did make some bonds as well, I'm pretty sure. No, we didn't make bonds. Oh, I did all the bonds last night. So, oh, shit. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Sorry about that, guys. Tragic. What can you do? Anyway, I think I would have made like 7 bonds in that game. I'm pretty sure, based on my experience with it last night. However, we made a 95k mission, so let's remove 98k from the thing. And all in all, we spent 66,000 on ammo, 11k on repair, 10k on consumables. Oh, so we would have lost another 10k off that. Oh shit. So we would have made about 20k that game, I think. Unless my math is awful, which we'll not talk about that because it probably is awful. But anyway, you know, not too miserable a game for a pretty nice result. This is kind of what I mean, though. I don't think these actually make enough credits. And you might say, oh, well, you fired all premium and you paid for it. Sure, that's fine. I don't disagree. But at the same time, it's a tier 9 premium. You know, make it something different. You could argue that, well, it's a tier 9 premium. That in and of itself, the tier means it'll never be like bottom tier, you know, -2. So that alone is worth it, despite it even having the same modifiers as a tier 8. But I don't know. It's all, I guess, opinion at this point. Anyway, overall, last minute review. Is it worth $91? No. Is it worth picking up if you get it at a discount of like 20 to 30 bucks? Maybe. That's fine. Should you grind the whole marathon? I don't think so, but it's your free time. You do what you want with it. If you want to see me play this live, I'll be playing it all night tonight, the day this video releases, on stream. I will leave a link in the description, or the pinned comment, whatever the hell I decide to do. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you guys next time, and that's it.